year of our Lord 2006, great moments I recall. Like Zinny Zidane in his headbutt and Rambo switching his balls, Munster winning the Heineken Cup and Bertie and his loan. But the best of all was Danesfort when they brought the junior home. At the start of the year the hopes were high and we knew we'd need a plan. Then some bright spark suggested Ronnie Ronan is your man. But he's from Ballycallan and they were our greatest foe. But that was back in Feaky's day, a long, long time ago. Now many great Danesfort hurlers went in search of this holy grail. There was Dials and Giles and Brophies, and there's always been a nail. Manny's, Kylie's, Davies, they all had come so near. But something always told me, lads, that this would be our year. Oh, from Ballydad to Burnchurch, from Grange to Ballymac, there's never been a day like when we brought the junior back. Now teams like this don't just appear or fall down from the sky. There was lots of time invested in this last 10 years gone by Anthony and Jim Fennelly and many more besides. Had turned this group of young lads into a fabulous hurling side. First up was Barrow Rangers to the sound of Here We Go. With exhibition hurling 'twas the Richie Hogan show. Then off up to Freshford in the cold and wind and rain. But after battling hard they'd have to do it all again. These Connahee boys were tough nuts and it took a second day. But with Paddy's long range salvos the fort were on their way. Switch and Ger and Davy was the move that won the game. Like Purcell and Delaney as the final whistle came. Oh, from Ballydad to Burnchurch, from Grange to Ballymac, there's never been a day like when we brought the junior back. Now we all know James McGarry, he's the all-star we adore. But when he met the Fort lads, he was hurled back to the north, as the tears of disappointment were flowing in the bridge. They wished the Hogans had been born on their side of the ridge. Then the day of reckoning came along with Hartley and his men. The black and ambers battled as the slither was thrown in. Fort went off in overdrive, we thought they'd won the day. But Tullahur came storming back and began to draw away. The tension it was rising, even officials began to crack. And if it was a movie, they'd call it The Umpire Strikes Back. Just when our hearts were sinking and we all thought God were bet, on came a note from Ballymac and he stuck it in the net. Oh, from Ballydad to Burnchurch, from Grange to Ballymac, there's never been a day like when we brought the junior back. There were scenes of joy on Nolan Park like you've never seen before. And on that famous Sunday night the parish went on tour, from Willie's to the Mowlers and back down to the fort. I doubt there's been more Guinness drank in the history of sport. You may think this roller coaster ride is as good as you can get, but there might even be a day out in Croker for us yet. The future's looking rosy, of that there's little doubt. So you shamrocks and ye big boys, ye better all watch out. Up from Ballydad to Burnchurch, from Grange to Ballymac, there's never been a day like when we brought the junior back. Will Ronnie come back next year, me boys? Will Ronnie come back next year? Will Ronnie come back next year, me boys? Will Ronnie come back next year? Oh, will Ronnie come back next year, me girls? Will Ronnie come back next year? The next coach of Kilkenny is coming back to us next year. Come on, Danesfort.